Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me one quick favor, see that little black subscribe button on the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, hit that little black subscribe button. Really does help this channel grow, my audience grow, and I appreciate it more than you know. Also, quick thank you to our presenting sponsor, Betfred Sportsbook and the Betfred Sportsbook app. Bet $50 on any game. Get up to $1,111 in free bets courtesy of the Betfred Sportsbook. Thank you again. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Very quickly, do you want to get to another realignment story? It is the story and the conference that just won't die. They're not really alive, but they're not quite dead yet. It's the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is basically like that fly that flew into the wall and landed on the ground, and it's like dragging itself across the floor in your on your porch in the middle of the summer, and it's not quite dead, and you kind of wish somebody would just step on it. That's the Pac-12 right now, okay? But the Pac-12, of course, I've said it a million times. You don't need me to tell you. USC and UCLA announced a year ago that they're going to leave, and since then, the Pac-12 has been trying to negotiate a TV deal, trying to get something on the table for all of their schools to commit beyond next season and sign a long-term contract. Why this is topical and why it's relevant is this. It's because of the fact that on Friday is Pac-12 Media Day. So keep in mind, by the way, the SEC gets 4 days in Nashville. The Pac-12 has 1 day in Vegas. I don't know if they couldn't afford a second day of ballrooms and side rooms in Vegas. I don't know if the conference is that broke, but Pac-12 Media Day is on Friday. All 12 schools will be there. And I only bring it up because of the fact that if there was a TV deal to present, they don't have a TV deal beyond next year. This would be a great time to do it. The Pac-12 Media deal, Pac-12 Media Day would be a great time to present a TV deal, but they don't have one. And so I bring it up because I think most people would deem that to be a bad thing. Well, The Athletic put out an interesting report on Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever today is. I'm recording late Tuesday night. That claims that no. There's no TV contract to speak of, but it's actually a great thing. Let us explain. Here is what the Pac-12 article said, or this is what the Athletics article said. The Pac-12's long-delayed media rights deal will not be announced at Friday's Football Media Day, a conference source told The Athletic, in part because of recent developments in negotiations. Quote, "We've seen some folks come to the table that were not at the table 6 months ago," the person said. "The patience that the presidents and chancellors are showing is paying off because waiting is going to result in better deals than the league would have gotten us 3, 6, 9 months ago." To which I say, you know how I just said my BS meter with Greg Sankey a minute ago was low? That I actually believe what he said? My BS meter is through the roof. That BS meter is, it's code red BS meter because I don't buy this at all. And I'll admit, I hope I'm wrong. I hope against all hope that I am wrong and that this is an accurate report and that the Pac-12 has something cooking that's absolutely amazing. I just don't buy it, though. Look, the bottom line is this is what we know about the Pac-12, okay? Remember, USC and UCLA left on June 30th, 2022. It is now, as I'm recording, July 18th, 2023. As soon as USC and UCLA left, the 10 remaining school presidents gave the league permission, gave the conference permission to start negotiating a new TV deal. That's important. It's been a year. What I can say is, up until this point, July 18th, there is nothing to indicate that there is any reason for excitement or optimism when it comes to this TV deal. What do I mean by that? Well, here's what we know about this Pac-12 TV deal. Now, what was reported could be true, that there's new people at the table. But what we last heard was that the 4 major players in college sports don't have interest in the conference. Certainly not at the price that they want. ESPN, their inventory is booked with SEC, ACC, and Big 12 football. Fox has commitments to the Big 10 and the Big 12, as well as the Mountain West for a long time. NBC has commitments to the Big 10 and Notre Dame, and CBS has commitments to the Big 10 and Mountain West. And so because of it, there's really no place that really makes sense for the Pac-12. So maybe something has changed, but it doesn't seem likely. And so to me, it just keeps coming back to, like, if there was a TV deal, it would have been presented by now. I'll take it a step further. If something was so imminent that it was unbelievable, why did the Pac-12 allow the June 30th deadline to pass without offering San Diego State a spot in the league? We talked about this 2 weeks ago. San Diego State had to announce they were leaving by June 30th to limit the buyout that they paid to the Mountain West. San Diego State asked for an extension because there was no invite, because there was no TV contract for the conference they want to go to, which is the Pac-12. I could go on and on. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I live in Pac-12 country. I'll say this. If the Pac-12, even without USC and UCLA, can stay together, at least from a football perspective, that becomes a very interesting conference. Utah's awesome. Oregon's really good. Washington's really good. Colorado's going to be interesting under Deion Sanders. Arizona is actually much better under Jed Fish. They just got a 5-star commitment just the other day from a kid named Elijah Rushing out of Tucson, Arizona. And so I only bring all this up to just very simply say, Pac-12 football is actually kind of on the upswing. I just don't know what that TV deal is, because all we know right now is one of two things. It's either going to be on a channel with probably not great distribution that nobody knows where it is and nobody can find. Remember, there was a report about Ion TV a few months ago, so that's not good. Or it's going to be through a streaming service with limited exposure as well, which is something we know the school presidents don't want. So I bring it up, not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I do worry about the Pac-12's future. And I'm not totally sure that I believe that anything imminent is coming and that there's some new party to the table that we were not aware of. As I've said many times on this show, I've joked about it, but I think it's not a joke anymore. I think the Pac-12's media rights plan is to just keep telling everybody we're 2 weeks away from having a deal. We're 2 weeks away. We're 2 weeks away. We're 2 weeks away, in hopes that if they keep saying we're 2 weeks away, that eventually everybody will forget and eventually just move on to something else. Not sure that it's going to happen, but I bring it up to say, man, oh man, oh man, there's just something not right there. And I'm sorry, I find it hard to believe that something is imminent and on the table for the Pac-12 right now.